Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. This 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita begins with the words Jnanam Vijnanam Sahitam, and the 7th chapter also began with the same thing. Jnanam Teham Savijnanam Vakshami Asheshata. Means what? 9th chapter is a continuation of thought from the 7th chapter. Then suddenly in between 8th chapter has come from where? This is because there are people, while listening, suddenly they will start asking questions. And the Mahatmas, when they answer their question in between, they forget where from we have started. Acha, by the way, what I was telling? But Bhagavan Krishna is not like that. He knows what he was talking in the 7th chapter, and therefore the same thought he is continuing in the 9th chapter. Therefore, Ashtame Nadidvarena Dharana Yogaha Sagunaha Uktaha. Because in the 8th chapter, Arjun has asked this question, Prayana Kaleja Kathamam, at the time of departure from the body, how the people can think of God. Now, I'll tell you one basic principle. Those who think and talk about death, they have understood 0% spirituality. Take this as the first and the last principle of life. And when the death itself is a doubtful phenomena, there is a question of, at the time of death, how can I remember the Lord? Prana prayana samaye kapavata chittaihi. Why bother about it? That is why, if we are studying Bhagavad Gita and Vedanta Shastra, delete this death principle from your head. Because who is talking about death? He who talks about birth. He alone can talk about death. And whatever Kanayalal says, Ajopi Sannavya Atma. And is it not our everybody's experience that neither we have experience of death nor that of birth? And yet we get lost in that. And therefore, such people, who are those people who want to do something? Friends, spiritual life means doing something is the highest illusion. Spiritual life means being, not doing. And if we have to use the word doing, then it is undoing. We have done sufficient misery till date. Kurute Ganga Sagar Gamanam Vrata Paripalanam Athava Danam. See? Go to Char Dham and 14 Dham, Param Dham, and Kurute Danam, give a lot of charity. And by that what is understood? That when I give money to some poor person, that poor person is benefited because money has the power to help others. See? Still getting lost in relativity. Such people have understood nothing in spirituality. But then Bhagwan has a very big departmental store. He has to satisfy demands of every fool. All those who go to the Bhagwan, they are fools. Why? like Avadhut Gita tells. O Lord, I have committed 3 sins. Sin number 1, I started singing your glory. By then, I have denied that you are beyond words. Sukhakarta, Dukhaharta. That Ganpati is laughing. Second thing, O Lord, I have moved from one holy place to another holy place in search of you. And thereby I have denied your omnipresence. And the worst thing, O Lord, I have done meditation. By then I have denied that you are not me. You are other than me. And therefore, in this Ashtamodhyaya, in this 8th chapter, these people who want to do something or the other, then to them it is said, Sarvadvarani Sayyamya Manoruddhi Niruddhacha. Go on struggling. But not knowing who is struggling. Who wants liberation? Who is miserable? Who is suffering? This is not ever inquired. And such people spend their whole life only in the relative existence. You know the meaning of relative existence? Relative existence means existing with the relatives. Mata pita bandhu sakha apano nahi koi. Please understand, bhaiya, in this world, what our Shruti Mata does, in one place Bhagwan Shankara writes, who is Shruti Mata? Shruti Mata, he describes, if we have thousands of pairs of parents, one person, he has thousands of pairs of parents, all of them put together, what good they can think about their one child, many million times the Shruti Mata thinks good of the seeker. See? Therefore, when this Ashtamadhyaya, Dharana Yoga, Saguna Uktaha, so there we do this thing and then we go to the Pitrulok and then the Chandralok and then go there and enjoy whatever punya we have done. Afterwards, kicked out back to India. And again doing the same thing. And the other one, they will go to the Brahmalok and wait till Brahmaji's dining is over. You can't get out. Now here, Bhagavan says, Tasya cha phalam. So this Dharana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Tasya cha phalam. Agni archiradi kramena kalantare brahma prapti lakshanam eva anavrutti rupam nirdishtam. So what is the result of these yoga, dharana? Either you come back or you go to Brahmalok and kalantarena brahma prapti lakshanam. Then after the due time, one may merge with the Brahmaji in the Absolute. No tatra anena eva prakarena moksha prapti phalam adhigamyate nanyatha iti ashankaya vyavi vrutsaya Sri Bhagavan Vacha. So one should not have this wrong notion that only it is by the yoga dharana you attain the Absolute. See very clearly. Tatra anena eva prakarena moksha prapti phalam adhigamyate nanyatha. One may mistake. Then what is said in the 8th chapter, the yoga abhyas, etc., only by that alone moksha prapti is possible. This wrong notion may crop up in our mind. And therefore, tad ashanka vyavi vrutsaya, for the denial, removal of this doubt from the mind of the seeker, Sri Bhagavan Vacha, Bhagwan Sri Krishna begins this 9th chapter. Atha Navamodhyayaha Shri Bhagavan Vacha idam tute guhyatamam pravakshamyanusuyave jnanam vijnana sahitam jnatva yajnatva mokshase shubhat. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Hindi translation, Bhagavan bole. And Arjuna Vacha, Arjun bola. A bola boli is not right. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. These are the eternal words of the Supreme Reality, and therefore they are not conditioned by time, space and purpose. The knowledge contained in Bhagavad Gita is not valid only for Arjun on the battlefield for that particular moment. No. This knowledge is eternal knowledge and is valid and useful for every one of us. And therefore, Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Now see. Now these are the words of Bhagavan. Therefore, when a person is chanting Bhagavad Gita with all devotion, sincerely, then at the time of chanting, idam tute guhyatamam, that time the Lord descends on your tongue. Because these are the words of the Lord. And therefore, these words should be taken in that spirit. Should not be just taken casually. Now, what is that? Bhagavan say, idam brahmadnyanam vakshamanam uktam cha purveshu adhyayeshu tad buddhau sannidhi krutya idam iti aha. Idam means this knowledge, brahmadnyana, which we have spoken in the 7th chapter and the 8th chapter. Therefore, uktancha, this is what we already said, and vakshamanancha, and what will be told in this chapter. Therefore, Shrimad Bhagavad Gita su Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam, this is how Brahma Vidya. So, this Brahma Jnana which was spoken of, you can see now right from the 2nd chapter onwards. In 2nd chapter, what Bhagavan said? न जायते म्रियते वा विपश्चित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्य शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. In the 3rd chapter, there Bhagavan say, एवं बुद्धे परम बुद्ध्वा संस्तभ्यात्मानमात्मना जहि शत्रुं महाबाहो कामरूपं दुरासदम्. Hey Arjun, get out of the limitation of the senses, the mind and the intellect, and discover your absolute self. And only by the discovery of the truth alone you will be freed from the impact of desires. Who is the Shatru, the worst kind of enemy? Who is the enemy? He who doesn't allow us to reach our goal. See? One day, in my one of the cassettes, Giridhara Gopal, when we recorded that cassette in Bangalore, Sumati chanted that. So it was done. And then when it was being finalized, then that Sumati said, Swamiji, you must introduce something, I want you to say something or the other, maybe 1 minute, half minute. And with that introduction, these bhajans will come. I said, all right. So I stood before the studio mic and nobody to talk. See, Now I imagine that I am talking to you. There I can't even imagine. Because I can only imagine. I don't know whether you are listening or not. You may be running here and there and I am going to talk like that. So I spoke. Because it was the Meera bhajans. So I said, Mirabai was very disgusted because of her relatives. So she said, I don't know what to do. And during her time, Tulsidas ji was there. So she wrote a letter to Tulsidas ji. That time there was no email. wrote a letter that I am fed up with my people at home. I don't know what I should do. Tulsidas ji replied back in a beautiful bhajan. Jaake priya na Ram Baidehi tajahu tahi koti bairi sama jadyapi paramasanehi. See how important it is. The purpose of our life is only to know the truth. Many of us get lost because we want to please others. In this world, God has failed to please everybody. Isn't it? Has God been able to please everybody? Therefore, the only thing, idam brahma jnanam, vakshamanam uktancha purveshu adhyayeshu. So this brahma jnana which was said in the last few chapters, so second chapter we have seen, the third chapter we have seen. And what is that in the third chapter? Jahi shatrum mahabaho kamarupam durasadam. Who takes us away from the path of realization is this desire. Desires take many forms. Not only want to get married, have children, go to heaven, no. Not only lokeshana, putreshana, vitteshana, but the desire of doing good to others, desire of pleasing the whole world. Forget about it. Now in the fourth chapter, also Bhagavan told Brahmajnana, where it was, when he said, Karmani akarmayaha pashet, akarmani cha karmayaha, sa buddhiman manusheshu, sa yukta sa krishna karma krut. Brahmarpanam brahmahavihi, brahmagnau brahmanahutam, brahmaiva tena gantavyam, brahma karma samadhina. Fourth chapter, Brahmajnana was given. Then in the fifth chapter again, that ihaiva tairjitaha sargaha yesham samme sthitam manaha nirdosham hi samam brahma tasmate brahmani sthitaha. See? Then comes the sixth chapter. In the sixth chapter also, sarvabhutastamatmanam sarvabhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshanaha. In the seventh chapter, maya tatavidam sarvam jagat, not mattaha paradaram kinchit nanyadasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam prodam sutre maniganaiva. Now in the eighth chapter also, kavim purana manushasitaram. And now in the 9th chapter, whatever I have been telling last 8 chapters, I'll again tell. Are you not disgusted, Krishna Bhagavan? So, tad buddhau sannidhi krutya. Buddhau sannidhi krutya, to bring very close to your understanding. And what is the understanding? See, whenever we understand that this is the thing, if I eat, I will die, this understanding will stop me from eating that, is it not? And when I know this is the thing, if I eat, I will survive the worst kind of calamity, will I not go in for that? So what is important is understanding. So when we understand, in our life, the most important thing is this Brahmajnana. Come to discover. And therefore, tad buddhau sannidhi krutya idam iti uchyate. So to bring it to the close proximity, Bhagavan says, idam, ye apna Brahmajnan, apna, very close. He is not talking about Brahmajnan somewhere above in the clouds, no. So, पूर्वेषु अध्यायेषु तद बुद्धौ सन्निधिकृत इदम इति आह तु शब्दः विशेष निर्धारणार्थः. So idam tu te, tu, this word nipata particle is added to emphasize विशेष निर्धारणार्थः. So idam tu te. Now, Vishesha Nirdharanatha. Idam eva samyak jnanam sakshat moksha prapti sadhanam. Because this samyak jnanam, this correct understanding of the self, this firm abidance in this absolute reality, this freedom from the relative existence, idam eva samyak jnanam sakshat moksha prapti sadhanam, is the direct and immediate means of liberation from relativity. And what is that knowledge? Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. So Vasudevam sarvamiti. Everything is Paramatma alone. So this knowledge and Atma va idam eva sarvam Brudanyaka Upanishadi. There also it is said that absolute self alone is the truth. In the Chandogya, ekameva dvitiyam nehan anasti kinchana. This one without a second, absolute reality is the truth. Ityadi smriti shrutibhyascha. So these are the words which are presented in the Smriti, Bhagavad Gita, Shruti, Upanishad. Na anyat. Therefore, there is only one way for the moksha, and that is to discover our absolute reality that we are. All other things are useless. To bring what we are told here through the support of Upanishad or the Bhagavad Gita, this thing comes in the Puranic story in more enchanting manner. And what happens when the people listen to Puran? They have only ha hu hu, bhajan, tabla, peti and over. It doesn't go deep. For example, it comes in our Ramayana story. There was one thief called as Ratnakar. About Valmiki Maharshi, we may not know anything, but this we know. So he was a thief and he was killing the people. Then Naradji came and then Naradji asked, why you do? So he justified, for looking after my children, this is my profession. So he said, this profession is accruing sin on you. Will they share your sin? Of course they will. Then go and find out and let me know. So this Ratnakar goes and comes to know that nobody is ready to incur any sin, share any sin. We are ready to take the best out of you. How you earn is not our concern. See? And then this Ratnakar opens his eyes. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. See, when we study the 12th chapter of Panchadashi, there this topic comes. Very important topic. In this world, there are 9 examples given in the Upanishad. The father is dear to the son, not for the sake of the father, but for his own son. The son is dear to the father, not for the sake of the son, but for his own son or his own self. The wife is dear to the husband, not for the sake of the wife, but for his own sake. See? And everything in this world is dear to us, not for the sake of the things, but for our own sake. And that own self itself is neglected. And therefore, there is only one way to focus attention on the self, that is the study of scriptures. Therefore, hey Arjun, idam tute. Now, again, see how much importance Bhagavan Shankara has given on this. How this Brahma Jnana is so important. Atha ye anyatha viduhu anya rajanaha te kshayaloka bhavanti ityadi shrutibhyascha. And those who think, think means what? Those who take the duality as the real. What is the duality taking as real? This example is Rajanaha anyatha viduhu. They consider that king is other than the subject, the Swami is other than the subordinate. Meaning, those who are living the life of duality and the sense of otherness, It is said, Kshaya loka bhavanti. They are bound to end up into punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. They are bound to end up into duality. Nobody can help them. Therefore, hey Arjun, idam tu, this Brahma Jnana, don't think that it is just casual. No, it is the thing. Te tubhyam. So, idam tu te means tubhyam, to you. Now, to you I am telling. What is that knowledge? Guhyatamam. Guhyatamam, it is superlative degree. Like, a good, better, best. So, good is the infinitive, and better is the comparative, and the best is the superlative. Similarly, Guhya, Guhyatara, and Guhyatama. From this Tara and Tama, the Sanskrit word has come Taratamya. Taratamya means comparison or the best. So, Guhyatamam. So, what are the earlier two? Guhya and the Guhyatara. Then only we can understand Guhyatama. Now, Guhya Jnanam is regarding our living in this world. Don't do this, don't do that, respect the elders, and do not speak loudly before them, sit properly, don't smoke before them, allow them to go and then smoke. See? This is, the KG1, KG2, KG3. Remember I told you about Nisargadatta Maharaj? He was very clear about this. When somebody approached him and said, people go to the Mahatmas not to know the truth, except truth, everything else. So, he approached and said, Maharaj, these days, the people have become so corrupt. The values have fallen. And things are becoming very bad. What is going to happen, we don't know. So that Mahatma said, because he was having a pan bidi shop, he said, ये माल अपने दुकान में नहीं मिलता, भागो. This is not available in this shop. Go, there are other shops who are selling the character, the culture, the tradition, the dharma. Go there and market yourself or buy yourself, go for shopping. That is the Guhya Jnana. Because how long are you going to talk about it? It doesn't help anywhere. Now the second one, trying to work at the Guhya, at the Dharma level is something like trying to find out the problem why the Israel and Palestinians and Americans and the Taliban and this thing are fighting. Both of them are right from their side point of view. And both of them are wrong from the other's point of view. Because in relativity, there is no problem which can have an absolute solution. Therefore, this Guhya Jnanam will keep you buried in this world. Very important. And you know what happens? One day, one person came and he asked me, Swamiji, I want to confess something before you. I said, I am not going to listen anything from you. He said, no, I want to, withdraw. I say, bring out and then I'll feel eased out, it is troubling me so much. Do you think I am a commode or what? You want to ease out. I don't want to listen to you. See? Why are we having that kind of attitude? No meaning in that. Get out of it. That is important. Therefore, anybody worth guiding us is the one who will never support these kind of thoughts. It has no meaning whatsoever. So, Guhya Jnanam. Second is Guhyatara. What is the Guhyatara Jnanam? We should be doing our duties towards our children, duty towards our grandchildren, duties towards our great-grandchildren, duties towards our great-great-great-grandchildren. duty towards our parents, towards our grandparents, towards our great-great-grandparents. See? And then such duty fellows, the truth is, that is the height of sophisticated ego. Nothing else. Yesterday when I went in a taxi, the taxi wala was there. A typical Maharashtrian. Who are a typical Maharashtrian? Extremely arrogant and have a very, very great opinion about their purity and sincerity. So when we are going, so one truck was not giving, so I said, you take this line, is free. He took that. And then went in front of that truck and started slow. I said, why are you doing that? His truck is loaded, so therefore he was not able to do that. No, you don't know. Why he is going in this lane? This is not their lane. I said, but we follow our rules. Why we bother about others? No, I follow my rules, but I will not tolerate if others don't follow. See? Do you call it as a goodness? No. This is what ego is. And then, I have done so much for my family. I have done so much for my parents, so much for my children. Don't do, who cares? Therefore, this guhya tara jnanam ties us down to this kartavya karma. Kartavya karma has to be discarded. Up to a particular level is very good. Don't we have kartavya towards ourselves? We have liabilities, duty towards our own self. That is why, the three threads that we have in the Yajñapavit: duty toward the parents, duty towards the society, and third, duty towards ourselves. Now, instead of doing that duty in the old age, when nothing can be done. So, that is guhya tara jnanam. Now, the third is guhya tamam. Now, what is the guhya tamam? The guhya tara jnanam will what it will do? It will keep you in this punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, because it is karma oriented. Guhya jnanam is only showbaji oriented. Don't have much importance about it. When we take food, Swamiji, we change our clothes and we sit on the floor because, ours is Indian style. Where from that horrible thought has gone into it? Indian style means dirty. Indian style means sitting on the floor. That is not the criteria. And they become the custodians of dharma. If you talk in English, then it is against the religious, dedication, devotion. So this is that is guhya tara is going to the heaven and hell, do the karma, do your duties and all that. That will keep you in the relative realm. The third is guhya tamam. What is guhya tamam? Yajñatva neha bhujonyat jnatavyam avashishyate, or yajñatva mokshase ashubhat. Now see, by this knowledge, you will be liberated from all the ashubha. So that is called as the guhya tamam. Now we will see what the ashubha means. Bhagavan Shankara will tell us. So te tubhyam guhya tamam gopya tamam. And why this knowledge is considered so secret? Because although it is told, it is not recognized. See? For example, how many times we have discussed this thought? What thought? We have not experienced birth. We have not experienced growth. We have not experienced death. We have always experienced continued, unbroken, conscious, blissful, independent existence. And that is the truth. How many times? And yet, it never goes anywhere. This is why it is guhya tamam. And now the same truth, guhya tamam, is told in the stories of Purana. How? One day Vishnu Bhagwan gave some kind of boon to one Rakshasa. That when you touch somebody, that fellow will die. And now our Vishnu Bhagwan was taken as a guinea pig. So he said, what boon you have given me, let me see, and wanted to touch him. So Vishnu Bhagwan started running because he knew that he will be burned. And when he started running tired, then somebody told him, then who is there next to Vishnu? Shiva, they are friends. Shivaji said, how long will you run? Why don't you hide yourself somewhere where he cannot see you? So this idea was given. Then Vishnu said, oh, that's a good idea. And Vishnu Bhagwan entered in the heart of that Rakshasa. Now Rakshasa, if you see Rakshasa, if you read the other way, Sakshara. So the Saksharas are Rakshasas. They are called educated illiterates. And then this Rakshasa will see everywhere except in his own heart. And therefore Vishnu Bhagwan is saved. This story is so good. This we remember. But here, idam tute guyyatamam. This doesn't go inside. So, guyyatamam gopyata pravakshami. See, pravakshami, kathayishyami, I shall tell you. But if you go to the deep of this grammar of this word, prakarshena vakshami, I shall tell you so clearly and exhaustively. Not in short. Otherwise, sangrahena bravimi. See, in Kathopanishad it is said that sarve veda yat padam amananti tapamsi sarvani cha yat charanti yadichanto brahmacharyam charanti tatte padam sangrahena bravimi om ittetat. So here it is not sangrahena, it is pravakshami. I shall tell you exhaustively, completely. Pravakshami. This is one meaning. The second meaning is vakshami. This is the future tense of two dhatus. One is vacha and second is vaha. Both these roots, they have this future tense. Vacha also becomes vakshami, vaha also becomes vakshami. So when we say vakshami, that means not only I shall tell you, but I shall see that you understand it. Now see what a great responsibility the Lord has taken. That I shall tell you to such an extent, so exhaustively, that you will have no choice but you will have to experience that. Try, so many have tried so far. Nobody could do that. Oh Lord, you have not understood that mama maya duritteya. The maya of the jiva is more difficult than the maya of the Ishvara. So, pravakshami kathayishyami. And why shall I tell you, do you know? Because te anusuyave. Anusuyave means what? Asuya rahitaya. You know this how this word has come, anusuya? Su is the dhatu which is used to mean delivery. From that the word comes prasuti griha, the maternity home. So asuya means that which doesn't deliver. What doesn't deliver? Jealousy, anger, and the habit of finding faults. When we find somebody else's fault, we are never benefited. So, asuya rahitaya means the one who is not finding faults in what I am telling, to such a shraddha yukta purushaya, to that person who has full faith in what I am telling to that Arjuna, to you, I shall tell you. See, in the 18th chapter, Bhagwan very clearly tells, idam te na tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadachana. Hey Arjun, kindly see this. Don't tell this thing to any Tom, Dick and Harry. Idam te na tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadachana na chashu shrushave vacham na cha mam yobhyasuyati. Na cha mam yo abhyasuyati. The one who is finding constantly faults and he is not having faith, to him I will never talk. And therefore, te tubhyam anasuyave. I am telling you because You are the one who is ready to listen and practice in life. Kim tat, what is that you are going to tell me? Jnanam, knowledge. Kim vishishtam jnanam? What is the speciality of this jnanam? Vijnana sahitam anubhava yuktam. See? I am not going to tell you only the theoretical knowledge. Like, the teachers in the villages, they teach about the geography to the students. They have never gone to all those places. They will say that, in Agra, which is in Uttar Pradesh, there is Taj Mahal. And their whole life they have never visited even once. Because they are in one small village, busy looking after 7 or 8 children at home and 100 or 200 children in school and one teacher. Now what will he see the whole world? But he has to teach geography. And then he will tell that this Taj Mahal was bought and it was constructed and the children... No. What I am telling you, Anubhava Yuktam. It is not only the gathered information. So, kim tad jnanam kim vishishtam vijnana sahitam anubhava yuktam. So, yaj jnanam jnatva, having known which, prapya, jnatva prapya, having attained which, moksha se ashubhat, samsara bandhanat. What is the ashubha? Ashubha is living the life at the relative plane of existence. See? You can do anything in this world at the relative plane, you are bound to get frustration in life. Take this as an underlying understanding. In this world, you will never come across a single person living at the relative existence as happy. Not possible. Why the Mahatmas are happy? They also live in this relative world. They live in this relative world as a drama. Like the actors on the stage. Honey, I love you. It's only a statement without any meaning. Like for us, Aham Brahmasmi. It's a statement without any meaning. And therefore, like that actor doesn't get influence when he says to that girl, I love you, after the shooting is over, he goes somewhere else. He doesn't talk even to that girl. But there on the stage, before the camera, with all emotions and everything. Same way, we also exactly the same. Aham Brahmasmi. Whoa. Isn't it? That's why, when I go to so many places, why I enjoy is to see this tamasha. The words, when they don't carry meaning, it is a noise. So for us, Krishna is a noise, Rama is a noise, Radhe Radhe is a noise. You see, this word is so beautiful. You go to Dwarka, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Mathura, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Come to Vrindavan, Krishna deleted, Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. Go to Chitrakoot, Ram, 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 Ram. Go to Varanasi, Jai Bhole, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. And come to Bombay, Maya, Maya, Maya. So, Ganga gaye Ganga Das, Jamna gaye Jamna Das. Therefore, this samsara bandhanat moksha se, he will get out from this relative existence. And this knowledge, Brahma Vidya, what is that? Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam. Pavitramidamuttamam Pratyakshaavagamam dharmyam Susukham kartum avyayam Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idamuttamam. Rajavidya doesn't mean that it is the Vidya of the kings. No. It is Vidyanam Raja. Among all the Vidyas, all the knowledges, this is the topmost. Like among the human beings, the king is the best. In the same manner, among all the knowledges, knowledge about the physics, chemistry, politics, how to earn money, how to destroy people, everything, these are all knowledges. But these knowledges are nowhere comparable to this divine Brahmajnanam. Therefore, Raja Vidya, Vidyanam Raja, Dipti Atishayatva Dipyate Yam Atishayena Brahma Vidya Sarva Vidyanam. Because the Brahma Vidya alone is the one before whom all the knowledges fall short of. This story comes in the Quran. One day, Vishwamitra, the king, he heard that this Vashishta Rishi is having the Kamadhenu, and he went to his ashram and said, Vashishta ji, you are living in my kingdom. He said, yes, sir. As a king, I need that cow more than you as a Babaji. I'll take it. He said, forget about it. And then this king, Vishwamitra, he got angry. Okay, I'll teach you. Went back and with the huge army wanted to attack on that small ashram of Vashishta Rishi. Vashishta Rishi went to that Kamadhenu and started milking the army. Can you imagine? He will do like this, instead of milk, tank will come, then the horses will come, and all the army came out. And with that army, this Vishwamitra's army was defeated. And when all of them were defeated, again all of them went back to the cow, and the cow was grazing. And when this was seen by this Vishwamitra, he said, hey, this Brahmadanda is far superior than the Rajadanda. And thereafter, he did a lot of tapasya, and from the king he became the Rajarshi, and from the Rajarshi he became the Brahmarshi. And to him is attributed this Gayatri mantra. See? Therefore, Vidyanam Raja Dipti Atishayatvat. Therefore, if we have to choose between Brahma Vidya and the heavens, Brahma Vidya is the only thing worth seeking. If you have to choose between Brahma Vidya and all the siddhis, see, you can touch somebody and his diseases will go. You can say anything and that will happen. Sankalpa Siddhi. It has nothing to do. Therefore, Dipti Atishayatva Dipyate hi yam Atishayana Brahma Vidya Sarva Vidyanam. Now the third, Rajaguhyam. What is Rajaguhyam? Tatha Rajaguhyam. Guhyanam Raja. It is the most secret thing in the world. Do you know what is the most secret thing? That which is in front of you and yet you don't see. You must have seen, these various kinds of pictures come. They are called as three-dimensional pictures. And it looks as if it is only the design of flowers or some kind of thing. And from a distance, what is that? It's nothing, it is something like that. But if you go and stabilize your mind, you can see what is hidden behind that design. In the same manner, when your mind becomes stabilized, then you come to discover that the whole reality, the whole world is nothing but expansion of the reality that I am. It is so simple, and yet it is so difficult. Therefore, Raja Guhyam, Guhyanam Raja. Now, Pavitram, Idam Uttamam. Pavitram means Pavanam. Pavanam means the purifier. Patita Pavana Sitaram. So, Pavitram Pavanam Idam Uttamam. That means Sarvesham Pavananam Shuddhi Karanam Idam Brahmajnanam Utkrishtatamam. There are many methods of purification. This comes in this Guhya, what you call Shastras, that if it is a cotton clothes are purified, they become pavitra when they are washed in the water and dried in the sun. Once used cotton cloth on the body becomes apavitra, it cannot be reused for any purpose, your religious purpose. Therefore, those who are, the old kind of pandits and all that, you see their life is so miserable. When they go to the toilet, while going to toilet, they have got a different kind of, tauliya. They can't go with the normal clothes. And they come back from the toilet and then that cloth has to be again washed and put immediately for drying. You go to Ganges, Varanasi, etc. There are many people who take bath in the Ganges and then take the towel. They give the bath to the towel also and they dry it completely, and with that they dry their body, because that cotton towel is a pavitra, because you have taken bath in the Ganges. How can you use the apavitra towel? So the cotton things are purified by washing and drying. The silken things are purified by exposing them to sun. You don't have to wash them every day. They don't become apavitra. Similarly, the woolens are also exposed to the sun and the air. It becomes purified. So, how the heart is purified? When the raga dvesha go away, raga dvesha rahita antakarana shuddha antakarana, according to Karma Kandi. And according to the devotees, take the Ram Nam, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Ram. Your heart will become pure. This is all relative. Now here, Pavitram Idam Uttamam. This is the supreme method of the ultimate purification. What is that? Atishay Pavitram. अनेक जन्म सहस्र संचितम अपि धर्म अधर्मादि समूलम कर्म क्षणमात्रात् भस्मीकरोति यतः अतः किम तस्य पावनत्वं वक्तव्यम. Now see, this Brahma Jnana destroys instantaneously all the sins that you have gathered for millions of lives, only by recognizing that you are the absolute reality, and therefore pavitram idam uttamam. See, therefore please understand, in this relative world don't get too much involved. Somebody will say you are good, somebody will say you are bad, somebody will say because of you my life is made, somebody will say because of you my life is destroyed. Don't go ahead. Don't get entangled anywhere. Hold on to this absolute reality, because that alone will take away the wrong notion of our own identity. See, what was the problem before Arjun? Identity crisis. Who am I? See, in Ramayana the story comes. When Bharatji comes back and he knows that Ramachandra is sent to the forest, then he runs there and he wants to bring him back. That time he doesn't say, but it was the desire of my mother, and how can I hurt my mother? You should have the wisdom to decide who is important and what time. That should be your wisdom. As I told you the other day, this is another funny thing among Maharashtrians. Somebody's house I went. And we want to do this Pada Puja. I said, forget about it, give me food. I have come for food, not for washing my feet. Today you say feet, tomorrow you say bath. I will not do that. I am clean. No. My daughter, she desires. I say, who cares for her desire? I will do what I feel is right. See? We are not furnitures in this world to be moved by any Tom, Dick and Harry. Therefore, we must understand, Pavitram idam uttamam. The only thing which is worth in this world pursuing is that which will take us away from the relativity and establish in His absolute reality. That alone is our friend. Rest, everything is inimical. And therefore, see the Bhagwan's words, Aneka Janma Sahasra. See? In English it doesn't become very powerful. Millions of lives. No. Aneka Janma Sahasra, that means many more millions of lives. Aneka Janma Sahasra, Sanchitam api dharma adharmadi. All the Sanchita karma, which is of the nature of dharma and adharma, Samulam, along with the cause. What is the cause? Kartrutva Bhiman, the doership, the wrong identity. Their fifth chapter told us, Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manneta tatvavid. So, dharma dharmadi samulam karma kshanamatrad basmi karoti. Kshanamatrad, instantaneously. Because all the sin is having wrong identity. This also I told you a number of times. This is from Valmiki Ramayana, where it is said, Anyata santamatmanam anyatha pratipadyate. We are something else, but we think ourselves to be something else. And insist for that. We are essentially Parabrahma Paramatma. But we insist that we are the relative miserable fellows. Disregarding the divine presence and becoming miserable is the highest insult inflicted on the reality. And as a result of this insulting the divine presence within, we suffer in this life. This is instantaneously removed, and therefore, ataha tasya pavanatvam kim vaktavyam. No, what can you talk about this more than this? So it is the ultimate. Now, Rajavidya Rajagoyam Pavitram idam uttamam. Kimcha pratyaksha avagamam. Pratyaksha avagamam means what? Pratyakshena sukhadehi iva avagamaha yasya tat pratyaksha avagamam. Avagamam means knowing, experiencing. Just like sukha and the dukkha. When there is a misery, we experience directly. We don't have to be hurt physically anywhere. But when there is something, our experience is very clear. Sometimes something good happens somewhere and we are very happy. Sometimes something bad happens somewhere, we are able to experience the misery. So like our joys and sorrows are directly experienced by us without anybody's medium, in the same manner, this Brahmajnana is a direct, immediate experience without anybody telling you, my beta, you are no Brahman. No. Nobody has to tell that. That's why in one place Bhagwan Shankara says, even if Brahmaji comes and tells you that you are a Jiva, refuse. See? You may be the Jiva, not me. How powerful it is. I learned this approach from Swami Akhandanji. He used to, read Bhagavad to one great Mahatma in Haridwar, in Kankhal, Swami Shankarananda Maharaj. He was a Avadhut. And that time he was young, Akhandanji Maharaj, and after listening for 15 days, he said, I am supposed to give you something, but I don't have anything. What can I give you? Avadhut cannot give anything to anybody. Anyway, I have to give. So I give you. Listen. And he said, from this moment onward, refuse that you are a Jiva. You are Sakshat Narayana. And Swami Akhandananda says, from that moment onwards, I never had an illusion that I am a relative existence. Thereafter, whole life he lived in that experience of non-dual existence. And that is why his life was so glorious. He has never struggled, he has never insisted. He was the only Mahatma who has never contradicted anybody in this world. See? No contradictions. The one who contradicts others cannot be a Mahatma. Vijanan vidvan bhavate nativadi. The one who is established in this absolute can never contradict the relative. Will the space contradict the east or the north or the west or the south? No. It will not. Will the ocean contradict the waves? Never. In the same manner. This is a direct, immediate experience. Therefore, pratyaksha avagamam, pratyakshena sukhadehi iva avagamaha yasya tat pratyaksha avagamam. Then, aneka gunavataha api dharma viruddhatvam drushtam. There are many things which are full of many, many good qualities. From the language of the Vaishnavas. You know, these non-vegetarian eggs, etc., they have got many good qualities, you know. And this is good for your health, you know. The doctor has told that you have to take these eggs every day. That will recoup your health. And you have to take the chicken soup. That will do this thing, that thing. It has so many good qualities. So, aneka gunavataha api, although it has good qualities, dharma viruddhatvam drushtam. But look here, Dr. Saab, what you are telling is true. You are my good friend, but I am a Vaishnava. I cannot take that. It is according to you, it is contrary to my dharma. In the same manner, you are telling about this Brahma Vidya is so good, so good, so good. Is it contrary to the Dharma Shastra? Therefore, na tatha atma jnanam dharma virodhi kintu dharmyam dharmat anapetam. And therefore, this Brahma Jnana is not contrary to the Dharma Shastra. Dharmyam dharmat anapetam na. It is not contradicting or away or different from the Dharma. It will not allow your Dharma to be destroyed. That is why those who study Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, Vedanta Shastra, they don't, or Yoga Shastra, they don't have to get converted into any other Dharma. No, wherever you are all right. So, kimtu dharmayam dharmayad anapetam. Then, evam apisya dukkha sampadhyamiti aha. You say, okay, but it is so great and so wonderful and so powerful. So it must be very difficult to get, isn't it? Brahma Jnanam, very difficult to get. Bhagavan says, no, susukham kartum yatha ratna viveka jnanam. It is so easy. It is so easy. He gives example, ratna viveka jnanam. Like, you know, if there is a diamond and if there is a stone, even a stone can understand. It is so simple. Therefore, don't have the wrong notion that Brahma Jnanam is very difficult. And this is how many, many places the people have become non-spiritual because of these Mahatmas. Like, why Sanskrit language is not getting popularized? Only because of the grammarians. The method of teaching Sanskrit is so horrible that nobody wants to study that language. If it was acceptable to everybody easily like Hindi, it had to automatically happens. You don't have to struggle to do anything. Similarly, this Brahma Jnanam is susukham kartum. It is not difficult. That is why, you know, when many people, they talk about this Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, Shankar Bhashya, you can see them. When they are talking about Shankar Bhashya, as if the worst kind of calamity has landed on their head. And then they say, Ashtame Nadi Dvarena Dharana Yogaha Sagunaha Ukta. Now the next time the fellow will say, it is better to go and watch the Munna Bhai rather than reading this. Susukham Kartum. It is so casual, relax. It is not a very serious affair. What is required is sincerity. And we become serious. And therefore we think that spiritual life is very difficult. Therefore, Susukham Kartum, extremely simple. And Atra Alpa Ayasa Karmanam Sukha Sampadyanam Aphalatvam Dushkaranam Cha Mahaphalatvam Drishtam Idam tu Sukha Sampadyatvat Phalakshayat Veti iti Praptam Ataha. We are seen in this world, whatever is easily gained is lost easily. And that which is gained with great difficulty, that can be kept for a long time. And you are telling that this is very easy to get, so it will be lost easily. Bhagavan says, no. Avyayam na asya phalataha karmavat kshayaha asti. Like the karma phala has the kshaya, like the karma phala is destroyed after some time. In the same manner, this Brahma Jnana is never destroyed. Therefore, we have got the word karma bhrashta, we have got the word yoga bhrashta, but there is nothing like the Brahma Jnana bhrashta. Jnana bhrashta is there, only erudite scholars. The Brahma Jnana, the person who is established in this absolute reality, there is no question of falling back. So karma vad veha asti na avyayam ataha shraddheyam atma jnanam. And therefore this atma jnana, Brahma jnana should be accepted and should be practiced in life. See how much, what is all this first 2-3 verses? This is the marketing strategy of Kanaiyalal Maharaj. Whenever you market something properly, even the cow dung cakes can be sold. And he was a cowboy. So he knows how to market his stuff. Continuing this, Ashraddhadhana Purushaha Dharmasyasya Parantapa Aprapya Mam Nivartante Mrityu Samsara Vartmani Ashraddhadhanaha Shraddha Virahita Atmadjnanasya Dharmasya Asya Swarupe Tat Phalecha Nastikaha Papakarinaha Asuranam Upanishad Dehamatra Darshanam Eva Pratipannaha Asutrupaha Purushaha Parantapa Aprapya Mam Parameshwaram Mat Prapto Na Eva Ashanka Iti Mat Prapti Marga Sadhana Bheda Bhakti Matram Api Aprapya Ityartaha Nivartate Nischena Avartante Kwa Mrityu Samsara Vartmani Mrityu Yuktaha Samsaraha Mrityu Samsaraha Tasya Vartma Narakatirjagadi Prapti Margaha Tasmin eva vartante ityartaha. So Bhagavan says, Ashraddhadhana means what? Shraddha virahitaha. Atmadjnanasya. They do not have any faith, any shraddha that Atmadjnana is the solution for all the problems. One example I'll give you. Don't answer, but see in your own heart what I tell. To what extent we have accepted it. Bhagavan Sri Krishna's story comes when Parikshitji was born still, because he was killed by the Brahmastra, and he was born still. So Uttara, his mother, tells Bhagavan Krishna that, "O Lord, kindly see that this child is enlivened. Otherwise our whole clan will be culminated here itself. So please see that he is enlivened again, he doesn't die." That time Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, if I do not have any biasness in favor or against anybody in this world on the basis of this samatvam, equanimity, freedom from biasness, on the strength of that samatvam, this child will be enlivened. And he is enlivened. Now, are we able to even digest this thought? That if you are equanimous to the totality, and on the strength of that, whatever you say, that happens. For us, we feel, we have to do this thing, and pranayamam, pratyaharam, dharanam, but we don't understand that the knowledge, the understanding is the supreme most. Because all the problems are born out of wrong understanding. And therefore, those who are shraddha virahitaha atma jnanasya. So, asya dharmasya sarupe tat phalecha nastikaha. And they have neither faith in this brahma jnana dharma, atma jnana dharma. Similarly, the result what they will get out of it. And therefore, nastikaha papakarinaha. And they don't believe, therefore they are nastika. And who are the papakarinaha? Papi, how they are papakari? Asuranam Upanishadam Deha Matra Atma Darshanam. What is the Upanishad of the Asura? Deha Matra Atma Darshanam. For them, body alone is the reality. And thereafter, they live by the body, for the body, among the bodies, and only as a body, and nothing else. They are called as Asura. So, Asuranam Upanishadam Deha Matra Atma Darshanam Eva Pradipannaha. And thus they are established in this, and therefore Asutrupaha. Therefore, whole life is spent only indulgence and enjoyment. Such Purushaha, hey Arjuna, hey Parantapa, Mam Aprapya Parameshwaram. They do not attain me, and Mat Prapto na eva Ashanka iti. Therefore, don't doubt about it, they will never come to me. Mad prapti marga sadhana bheda bhakti matram api aprapya. They will not even have the devotion with duality also. Then what happens to them? Then kwa mrityu samsara vartmani nivartante. So they again and again come back to this relative existence of mrityu, punarapi janamanam, punarapi maranam. What is that? Samsaraha, mrityu samsaraha, tasya vartma, naraka tirjaka adi prapti marga, tasmin eva vartante ityardaha. And thus they are born in the lower wombs. Tirjak means the animals, etc. Narak means going to the hell, etc. In this manner, their whole life is nothing but the absolute frustration and dejection and doubts and confusion. Now, Stutya Arjunam Abhimukhikritya aha, thus having marketed beautifully. Now the stuff is shown to Arjun. In this fourth verse, this fourth and the fifth verse, these two verses are the heart of this 9th chapter. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.